But he is amazing, and we feel like we'll probably do one more soft edit before we send it anywhere. Like a couple of things, you know, because it was rushed. But I love it, and I'm so excited. I couldn't have done it without this guy. I spoke to him a really long time ago, not that long ago, last year.
15 years ago.
Yeah, one of his other movies was in the festival last year. He did a documentary, and then he had another movie in the Dunedin International Film Festival. Yeah, and he's from Puerto Rico, and we met and had coffee, and I learned about his interest in lighting and how seriously he took it, and that he took an extensive Kodak lighting class, and I found that really interesting. And I remember talking to other people about it, and knowing that when he comes to set as a DP, director of photography, that's what he's looking at, and that's super important to me as well. I don't know anything about lighting, I just know when something looks bad. And so I knew I wanted to work with him because I'd already seen his work, and Michael is also like his really good friend, and I met him at one of my festivals, and he had a movie, a short movie that won a lot of awards that was in the Dunedin International Film Festival, and I knew that I wanted to work with these guys because they're great. So yeah, that's it. And then so I want to kind of maybe talk to some of the
Any questions out in the audience? All right. How's it going?
You with your hand up.
You with your hand up.
This question is for Cookie. I would like to know what inspired her to write about this topic.
Okay. So when we were talking about doing something as an advertisement piece for the festival, it was gonna just be shown on social media. We were just gonna blast it all over social media, kind of like, here's what we have going on, come see the festival, and it was gonna be a 15 second. Mine was gonna be horror, because that's kind of like what I love. And Melvin's was gonna be experimental, Michael's was gonna be comedy. And we wanted to keep in theme with Mckenzie and what they wanted to convey in the festival. So I was already thinking, initially she wasn't gonna have any lines, it was just supposed to be us following her through all of those parts. And I know that she's an amazing performance artist, so I wanted her to show us what she was feeling when people were kind of like coming at her from different angles. And I just thought about some of the things, that
Cookie, can I say kind of what your logline was?
Yeah.
Because her theory was horror, so that was what her thing was going to be, and her theme was like the horror of the life of a
Latina woman. Yeah. Just some of the challenges that we face. She went from dealing with a boyfriend that was not approving of how she was or who she was, to men that were looking at her and objectifying her, to a mother that was, judging her for what she was wearing, to friends that were like judging her for not looking sexy enough, to being chastised for not being able to understand Spanish. But we don't really know in that moment if she was reacting to the fact that she didn't understand her, or that she maybe was annoyed that she was asking about this guy that treats her poorly. And that's just a small part of what women everywhere go through. And it was a small part of what a Latina went through in just one day. And the fact that she compartmentalizes it and doesn't bring it out, and it came out in like a dark way. And I was trying to show that, how we are taught to keep our mouths shut and be strong, and not cry or voice our opinions, and how that doesn't go away. Like how we feel when those things happen, they don't go away, they stay with us. And where do they go? How do they manifest? So it was just like me trying to show the horrors of how that can manifest.
Can you answer that word?
The name? Oh, the name, it means soul in Spanish, so it's Spanish.
Any questions?
In the first scene we saw,
Tyler.
In the first scene we saw like a black hand creeping off the closet. What was that representative of?
So that's supposed to be her soul, like kind of like, I mean, you can kind of like look at it in a few different ways, but it's her soul following her, like her darkness following her.